Um, cool. Let's get started. What's up, YouTube? Mr. LMSC here, and we're back today with the Nightmare Sorceress speedrun. So we are going to be guided playthrough, let's play, I should say, not speedrun. She moves very quickly, so it's essentially like a speedrun. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to jump in. We have leveled our character through normal thus far. She's level 33 at this point. We've moved on to Nightmare. We're just going to continue pushing forward. We're going to be respecking out of light and into cold, and we will use cold the rest of the game. But it's one of those things where if you were in fire prior to this, you can stay in fire until, honestly, you could go through the entirety of Nightmare in fire if you wanted. Hell with fire is a little bit tough. I would definitely recommend going to like cold there. Even lightning is okay, though it's a little gear dependent. But lightning and Nightmare, not my favorite. It's one of those, like, it is possible though, right? The sorceress can play cold, fire, or light through normal and through Nightmare. So if you want to stick in one of those specs, go ahead. If you want to follow along with me, of course, you can go ahead and do that as well. So we're just going to go do the den, get our respec on, and so definitely pay attention with that. And then we'll call it good. Sound good? Let's do it.
Fresh meat.
Uh-huh.
Help me.
Hey, I wanted to say thanks for getting me the product quotation today.
The quotation product quotation today. You're welcome. And we'll start our timer. That's right. Okay, so we're just gonna do Den of Evil. Definitely note, like, my res are bad right now because I'm using this Wall of Eyeless. And Haggard, thank you. So most of you guys will have your Ancient Pledge on at this point, and you should have some pretty decent resistances between Ancient's Pledge and your whatever. But like you can see right here that like my Nova is doing more than enough damage, right? I could continue with Nova. I could switch over to Lightning and still be just fine at this point. So, you know, when I say like I like to swap, it's just because I like cold a little bit better in these instances. But this definitely is doing plenty enough. So don't you worry about that.
I need mana.
And we'll go ahead and jump into Orb, but once again, I'll show kind of a few different specs that you can switch into, all depending on how you want to do it. Also, grabbing things like rare helms and stuff can be good. We obviously do have a very good helm, but we could actually find an upgrade, especially if we still save our socket quests, which, you know, we didn't save our last one, but if we had, that could be a great way to do it. So I can also press R, N, or H when I'm on this screen right here. First off, I can just press enter to select that first character. R is normal, you know, for normal. N is Nightmare, and H is Hell. So just pressing N means I don't have to actually click it with my key. And there you go. We just found a pretty dope helmet. So I'm probably not going to use it because it's just slightly better, right? Like this would give me 10% more res if I use a socket quest on it and put like an Ort rune or a, you know, Rao rune or whatever I want in there. So it's better, right? It's better overall, just not quite as good, but it's still not bad by any means. We also have a cool staff here. Gives me 1 to Nova, whatever. But you know, I'm just using the FCR, blah, blah, blah. So definitely look for staves that and orbs that have plus to like sorceress skills, or if there's a lot of stuff that's plus to whatever you're using. Something that's like an orb that's like 2 or 3 to Nova right now with some FCR could be super sick. All of that. But you know, that in itself probably not worth it. I might keep this helm though as just a potential thing to use a socket quest on in the future. Do I have vids that talk about how to gear an endgame source character? I believe so. I believe I do. And we talked about getting some better boots, and this is where we get them. So there's some 20 faster run walks just by themselves. We'll just go ahead and grab those. Also, if you want to start grabbing some MF stuff, you can just grab like those MF gloves right there. Pretty easy, right? There's lots of like decent things that you can find in these early parts of the game. So, okay, we have our Respec. Let's go ahead and use it. And this is just, I'm using this because I want to go into cold, whatever. So first, I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit more energy, right? I'm going to go up to like 60 energy. A lot of people would be like, what? No, you never put any points in energy. It's crazy. But like, when we're just playing through the game, having energy for teleporting, for casting, for all of that stuff is going to be super helpful. So I like to have like 60 to 70 energy here. Then I have my gear, and I just bump my strength. And I try and watch to see if there's any sort of thing that is, you know, missing that I need to note. Like right now I have +5 strength from this. So I check and go, okay, it's blue, now it's white. So I know that I'm going to have 30 strength, 35 with this. I'm cool because I'm not getting rid of this charm. So that's totally fine. I don't need any more dex for my gear. Everything is wearable, so I'll go to vitality for the rest of it. Okay. Now let's come over here to this. So I'm going to jump into Frozen Orb because I love Frozen Orb. And with Frozen Orb, you're just going to smash out Cold Mastery as well. I also want to put some good points into Static Field here. And I'll get a point in Teleport and Telekinesis as well. And then 1 point in Frozen Armor, right? So if I want, I can like keep pumping this. You could go all the way up to like 10, 11, 12 on it, having just a bunch of points there if you would like. I still don't like anything in the Fire Tree and Cold Tree. I'm just going here and here. And I'm just going to save these points because every time I level up, I'll get a new point and I can put one here and one here. So for the next 12 levels, I'm going to have an additional point that I can pump into Cold Mastery instead of dumping them all into Ice Bolt for a small boost now, but then my Cold Mastery is delayed, right? So let's talk about a couple other things that you could do. You could also go into Blizzard, in which case you're going to be maxing Cold Mastery as much as you can, putting points into Blizzard, and then you can start putting points into like Ice Blast. I like Ice Blast the most as my single target skill that I use. But you could also use like Glacial Spike if you want, since it has kind of a large area freeze. Either one of those is totally fine, and you can take some of these points out of Static for Blizzard and instead use more of them in these synergies to bump up your Blizzard damage. So that's totally fine. I do sponge. If you're going into Lightning, you could either stick in Nova like we were and just pump that Nova and that Lightning Mastery, or you could actually go into Lightning itself, in which case you're going to be maxing out Lightning Mastery, and then shoving into, you know, Chain Lightning or Charge Bolt, whatever you want. Every build should have a point in Frozen Armor. And Fire, you're just going to continue in this straight line. Just the straight line down. So everything is going to have at least 1 point Static, Telekinesis, Teleport, a point in Frozen Armor, and then straight line here, or, you know, this sort of stuff. And always get those masteries when you can there. Though in Fire, mastery is not worth as much as the synergy points. So you want to get the first point there, but having like more points here, I think, is better. There's like a whole calculation for how you want to do all that. And yeah, I think that's good. So now we'll just set our new hotkeys. And that'll be fine. And I can set, we'll just leave that there. Cool.
Not enough mana.
So I like to just use this here, and you can see that having that big range is really nice. And I'm also going to wait on, what do you call it? Man, lightning enchant, cold enchant. Everybody's cold enchanted right now. I'm also going to wait on swapping into my better shield because I want to have this FCR instead.
Not enough mana.
So,
I need mana.
is replenish life just life regeneration? Yeah, essentially it's just replenishing your life over time.
I can't carry anymore.
Check out some rare gloves. Those are pointless for us. We don't need FC or IAS. And it looks like we have a cross map for the Stony Field. So we're just looking for boss groups. And you're also going to start noticing that now boss groups have 2 mods instead of 1. So be aware of that, basically, right? That's a huge thing to take note of. Because they have the 2 mods, that makes them a lot scarier. And then obviously in Hell they added another one as well. Hey BYD, thanks for the raid. How's it going? How's your stream, bud? That is BYD, the man vs. stream helper. The guy who sits there and gets a bunch of enjoyment out of my torture. Vocally. You might know him from the sound of his Coke Zeros popping.
I am overburdened.
Whee. Yeah, so I like Frozen Orb because it's actually pretty good in Nightmare and stuff. It falls off eventually toward as Blizzard gets better than it, which is the like unfortunate thing because of the synergies. Blizzard just ends up being better in the end. But, oh boy. Powerful. But, and that's where having like good res can be really helpful. It's just such a fun animation that I really just love it. Okay, so we ran into a dead end. Isn't Source really overpowered compared to other classes? I mean, she's going to be able to move faster, obviously, thanks to teleport. But I mean, I don't know if I'd say she's overpowered compared to other classes. And so every time I level up, once again, we're just doing that and shoving it into Vitality.
I need mana.
She's very, very fragile. You have to remember that. So that's like her thing, you know. She plays the glass cannon ultimately. And I'm definitely picking up every Eagle Orb that I can here because I don't have a great one yet, right? Mine's pretty weak at just 20 FCR, nothing else. So if I can find, you know, something really nice, I'm using that. How is sub-only December going so far? Don't you throw those questions around in here. At this point, we can also make the consideration if we want to do the tower, right? So this is, like I'd said before, something that we do. See, there's like one to Blizzard. This is something that we do earlier. Yeah, I'm feeling a little better today. Thank you. If you don't want to be doing Baal runs instead or whatever, you can come over here and do tower runs. And that totally is a great way to level. And then additionally, you can get runes doing that, right? So I can say, okay, well, now I don't have to worry, you know, because I can get runes to make whatever I wanted to make. So, for instance, what I really would only be caring about here is getting to a Ort Soul so that I can make a Lore Helm. Because +1 to skills is really nice. You have to remember that +1 to skills is not boosting synergies, but it is boosting all of those other things. So, you know, if we just take a look really quick, it's boosting my Frozen Orb damage, it's boosting my Cold Mastery, it's giving me another point in Frozen Armor, it's giving me another point in Ice Blast if I want to use that. I get another point in Teleport, another point in Static, right? So I get like 5 or 6 skills use out of it. So that's kind of the thing to always really remember and think about is like, plus to skills doesn't just increase your damage a little bit in one way. It increases your damage and your teleports and all of that stuff. So having even just a few plus to skills is really one of the big keys of this game. Yeah, Frozen Orb only has the synergy skill of Ice Bolt, which is very unfortunate. Sadly, it makes it lose a little bit of its power.
I need mana.
Cold Mastery is not a synergy. And yes, don't forget, this Friday we are going to have Diablo 2 Ladder Reset.
Always the YouTube voice. Why don't you love Twitch? Where is our voice?
There's no YouTube voice. There's no difference between any voice that I use on YouTube versus Twitch. It's all the same. Lower res. I can also get a lower res staff if I want. Or wand. That's totally something that is viable. Okay, so Rao runes. 3 Rao runes make an Ort rune, remember? And I do want that Ort rune, so that's good. Also, we now have a blue shark skin belt, which technically is better than our white demon hide sash. So if I do want to imbue that demon hide sash, I can. Not gonna be great. Lightning damage, not great.
I was a sub for Subsember because I was promised a month-long sub-only Twitch voice. All I am getting is the YouTube voice Peppa hands.
I don't know what you're talking about. Cold Mastery lowers the resistance, yes. But it will not break resistances. It just lowers resistances. So it won't break immunities, I should say.
Fresh meat.
Yo, thank you for the sub. Appreciate that, Talus. I think we're kind of climbing up towards another emote slot, to be honest. Your source went terrible today? Rip. Was it just a normal playthrough source, or were you playing through hell? It lowers the resistance. It says it increases the cold damage. It lowers the resistance by piercing enemies' resistances. So it increases the damage by piercing their resistances. It just lowers that. Whereas the other ones, they actually increase like damage, right? Like lightning mastery increases light damage. Run ripped in chaos. Been there before. So when you get against cold enchant monsters, you can kind of make the decision if you want to fight them or not. But you can see how quickly she kind of takes these dudes out. Especially now that I've got a little bit of leveling going on. And so this is also a belt that I could take into consideration, by the way. Yeah, it's going to be 3 or 12 sockets. Right, so that kind of stinks. But it does have like damage taken goes to mana. Prevent monster heal could be useful in certain situations. Not for this character. I really was hoping it was the other belt though. So we're going to throw that one away. 1 to dexterity and FCR. Ah, dang. Hoffman will be playing and streaming ladder. If they get rid of bots, maybe a little bit more. With the bots there, I usually just play for a couple days until the bots take over and then I let it go. Oops. So yeah, there's 2 set belts. I was kind of expecting or thinking I had the Thesaurus one, which has some nice mods, but still has that same problem of losing a socket.
I need mana.
So we're just looking for any boss groups down here, as those are usually worth killing. That's for the good experiences. And definitely be careful when you're teleporting around. that's like the biggest thing I can say. Oops, went too far back.
Not enough mana.
Is be super careful. You'll notice that I'm jumping walls and things, and like that's always really dangerous. So if you want to take it a little slower, there's never a worry about that. Don't feel like it's bad to take it slowly, because it's just going to continue to get more and more dangerous, basically, as the game goes on. So we'll just keep doing the same thing with our stats. Yeah, a few resets ago they did a good ban wave. They haven't done one since then, though. Okay, Ethol. Thol is nice, because it does give us the option of some cold res if we need it. So I like having that. And no need for the Eth. I think I mean spicy, not dangerous. Sorry, spicy. That's what I meant to say. 1 to fire skills, 1 to chain lightning. Not going to be better than just a leaf. 5 faster run walk isn't bad, and 4% cold res is also not bad. So I kind of like both of those charms. The fast run walk obviously doesn't help us in a lot of situations. It's going to be less nice overall for our character, but it's still not bad for us, because when we have that, that gives us, when we're just running around, like, you know, you often see me running in between teleports, like there, to get away from something, but still wanting to be able to turn quickly without teleporting. So a lot of times I'm going to be taking little run break pieces in between hitting. And so having the fast run walk actually is really helpful in all of the cases where you aren't wanting to just use teleport every single second. Avoiding Diablo's lightning, exactly. And yeah, if you're looking for Spirit Rune Word, because remember, if you're playing with Pluggy or playing on Ladder or something like that, Tal, Thol, or Am can all be found here. And so far I found Am, Thol, Tal, and I guess 2 Rows, so almost the Ort. So I have almost found what would have been a spirit here. And there you go. So now we have a spirit. Now we have found an entire spirit. Unfortunately, we aren't going to be using it. But we still get some nice experience down here, so that's still good.
Fresh meat.
Tall Thalort AMN.
That's right. Tal, Thol, Ort, Am. Thank you, Perrin. So you can really level in here until, I mean, on speedruns, I've gone all the way to like 40 before, when I just couldn't find my runes and I was being stubborn. Maybe even above that. So you can really just level in here to like 43, 44, whatever if you want. Obviously the experience will start to slow down some, but you know, kind of up to you what you want to do. Just remember to look at that experience chart that I showed you guys in the first one, and that'll have some good answers of like, where do I want to be farming at the moment and stuff. So just use that for a lot of reference, and you'll see that at this point, like, we can really over farm a lot in any area that we want to. So it's really up to you. Hey, T.Y. Good to see you again. I must alphabetize them. And I just like grabbing mana potions kind of as I come upon them. And we just do the same thing. Frozen Orb, Cold Mastery, pick up rings, and hope we get a Soul Rune here. We don't get soon. We'll just move forward without it. It's not a big
Almost
deal.
a whole year of paying you my hard-earned monies.
I just wanted to look at it. Thank you, Ty. Almost a whole year. Mwah. You know why they never tried to make Source? Yeah, it is kind of interesting. Dang, we still can't get the FCR on the rare ring. 27 to mana is not bad. I mean, it could almost be better than that, honestly, but I'm going to get rid of it. I'll keep the Ort still as potential light res for the future. Yeah, we're having some difficulties. And I almost feel slightly short on energy still. Like my mana still feels just slightly below what I kind of like to have it at. I think it's because I don't really have anything that's giving me like additional mana somewhere. So I might consider a little more energy or something. Cloudy Sphere. Hopefully some FCR there. And remember, these archers can be dangerous, so do be careful, especially when you're cursed and you have low resistances and all that stuff. So just be cautious. Paw Patrol. Thank you.
I thought this was Cheerios stream.
Pretty nasty group, whatever is hitting me up there. That hurts a lot. We finished our Cheerios, and chat said that they weren't healthy enough, so then we got kicks, and then chat said that that wasn't healthy enough. So I don't know what I'm supposed to eat for cereal. Somebody said oats, but, you know, that sounds like cow food or something. FCR. Ugh. Brutal. 7% fire is 6 MF. That's all that gives us, really. And hey, teleport charges. Interesting. What's actually funny about these teleport charges is they won't cost any mana because they're charges, so it can actually kind of be useful in like a very rare, weird scenario. Fun fact. I should eat all bran. It looks like bird food. That's because it is bird food. Gross. I'm trying to eat healthy but tasty things like Lucky Charms or Cinnamon Toast Crunch. You guys got to give me better suggestions, man. This time Peasant Crown? Peasant Crown is dope. I'm jealous. Ow. Everybody's cold enchanted right now. Is Peasant Crown better than lore? I'd have to look at him. Peasant Crown. D2. Alright, so Peasant Crown's 1 all skills, 15% run walk, 20 to energy, 20 to vitality is probably going to make it better than lore. But you are losing resistances, but you can socket it and shove an Ort Rune or something in it. So, yeah, it's going to be better. I forgot it had the 20 energy vitality. That's super nice. Honeos? Are those healthy? Eat the souls of my subs? Well, only if they let me. Dole Rune. struggling. I'm just gonna sell these staves. So let's make some room. Go sell some stuff. Doll is almost Sol. I know. 1 to Cold Mastery and Blizzard. I mean, that's nice. You could definitely have that on an offhand for a little more damage. That doesn't really do anything, and then that's still not doing anything for us. Look for some 30 fast run walks or something really nice. Doesn't look like we find it. Put our gold away. Use our skill points. Watch the last bit of that Barb hardcore speedrun day. That was rough. It was a tough one to finish. I shouldn't have just gone on that. That was my fault for going. Should have left it alone. Bad mod rolls, you know. Alright, so we'll try one more time here. If this doesn't get it for us, then wasn't meant to be. No biggie. As I'm just trying to, you know, show off different options, kind of. Amulet. Come on, FCR. Come on, FCR. Let's go. Ow. Quit it. How far from the breakpoint? Well, I'm over the breakpoint, so I'm trying to get under it so I can swap my gear out to get over it again. That makes sense. I want to change out my shield. I could also just drop to the 37 if I really want to, which isn't that big of a deal. It'll slow me down a tiny bit, but make it a lot safer. So, if I don't find it by later on, I'll probably just end up doing that. I've never played that getting over it game. Looks infuriating. Wow, are you kidding?
This playthrough stream by Mr. Llama is brought to you by General Mills Cereal Feeding. America one spoonful at a time.
One spoonful at a time. Oh, the IO doll memes are real. Ugh. It's disgusting. Ay, ay, ay. 2 to passive and magic skills. 1 to Nova, 30 to mana. Not bad. IO doll. Brutal. That's like crazy drop rate. Or like crazy tough to drop. Alright. 3 to energy shield. This is actually not bad. You could take this and I think a long staff. Well, no, maybe long staff, Diablo 2. I want to see what its max sockets are. It might be only 2. Oh, it's 3. Never mind. I was going to say you could socket it for a memory, but it's 3 open socket. So if you get a 4 open socket staff, you can go for a memory staff in Diablo 2, which is Lum Io Sol Eth. Once again, not too difficult. And let me show it here. 3 to sorceress skills, 33 FCR, increase max mana 20%, 3 to energy shield, 2 to static field, 10 energy, 10 to vitality, 9 min damage, minus target defense, whatever. Magic damage reduced, some enhanced defense, whatever. So really what people like to do is just get it as a energy shield buffings weapon. So I have this, 3 to energy shield staff, which would keep that, so it ended up being a 6 to energy shield staff. So it'd be great for pre-buffing. And then plus 3 source skills, it ends up being a 9 to energy shield buff staff. But right now I have such weak gear, I could also just use this as my like weapon straight up. So if I find a lum, I'd still need a soul rune and a 4-open socket, but that could totally be like a potential item. These are nice. Required strength 60 is a little high, but 16 to cold res with 15 MF is pretty nice. I don't really care about the dex and the ED and whatever, but those other 2 mods are really nice, so I'm happy about that. What are your thoughts on the potential for an overage on RNG with the new power system? An overage on RNG? What do you mean? What's an overage on RNG? Like too much RNG, you're saying? I think the new system looks great. I'm very happy about it. If you want my full thoughts on it, !YouTube. I just put out my video of Llama reacts to Diablo 4. But no, I'm super pumped for it. I think it's a fabulous looking update. And they got a lot of cool stuff in there. Okay, so we'll keep just killing stuff in here. We're also in Nightmare now, so you have to be careful of fire enchants. Fire enchants get really buggy in Nightmare, in that they do way too much damage because they forgot to set the values correctly for them, and then just never fixed it. So be aware of that. Yeah, you will get, if you stand too close to a fire enchant that has a lot of life, you will die. Guaranteed. Ah. Thanks God, kitty. Especially if it's like a mixed enchant, then you're really dead. Did you miss the Countess farming? You did. So I didn't get what I wanted from it, unfortunately. But that's okay. It's one of those things where, you know, pause the video if you didn't find it, basically, and go and get what you want, and then resume the video when you're ready. Not for you, Twitch, but for the YouTube people watching. Oh, good. If you're hardcore zealot, sorry. Are YouTube people watching right now? No, in the future though.
This place chills me to the bone.
Because this series, I mean, you know, I think it's fun on Twitch and you can play along, but I think it works even better on YouTube, honestly, because then somebody watching on YouTube can pause it when they get behind, and then they're fine, right? So one really big note to be made right now is that we're in level 2, and this is probably really one of the first spots that I'm going to recommend farming for this character, besides
okay,
like
I paused
for
the
runes.
stream. Let me know when to unpause.
Somebody tell him.
I need mana.
Fresh meat.
Skirt! Thank you so much. Welcome. How you doing? So yeah, this is one of those early times where I would say farming is actually going to be decent here. I'm going to get some more mana potions. I recommend to play windowed? Yes, for sure. What if they're ahead? Then don't stop now. Keep going.
Greetings.
1 to max damage does us no good. Still can't get that FCR. It's killing me, man. So yeah, find yourself the waypoint and then go right of the waypoint. Right of whatever that direction that waypoint is facing. Like this waypoint is facing top left, so I'm going to go to the top right. And I'll find level 3. Kill what you want. Still killing baddies. As much or as little. As much or as little as you want.
I can't carry it.
My middle initial is D. For Diablo.
Not enough mana.
Wouldn't that be cool? Diablo is not legit, but it is D, yes. D for Denise. And then remember, we're going to do the same thing we talked about before, which is bugging Indariel. As soon as she dies, we're just going to go to town and head east before we leave the game. Do not leave the game prior to that. That's some pretty trash drops.
Help me.
Don't really care about any of
I am
them.
here to spread some llama love. Thanks for the
And we
stream,
go.
Shabbataloop.
Easy as that. Crake with the 666. Mwah! Thank you so much. D for sub only December. What? Trash. All trash. Unfortunate. But, just like that, we have bugged Indariel, and give yourselves some claps as we have beaten Act 1. Let's go turn our hammer in. How easy was that? Not too bad, huh, chat? What does Buggy Andara do? It gives us the quest drops. So better drops from her for the rest of time that we kill her on Nightmare. And Nightmare Andariel is the best place in the game to farm SOJ. #1 place in the game. Somebody's gonna be like, it's actually Duriel technically, but it's the best place in the game, okay? Get out of here with that Duriel trash. Oop. Cold immune. Okay, so we're just gonna make our way to the far oasis, find the hole, go find a waypoint, kill some beetles. Champion beetles are still amazing experience. Hey, what up, Disco Winner? Oh, they are a little spicy, especially when you have negative res, so do be careful. Thank you so much. Welcome back 3 months. And 7% faster run walk. I don't really feel like keeping it. It's too big for like my inventory right now. That's a lot of space being taken up for something that I don't use quite enough of. You could decide to keep that. That would totally be fine. Totally would be fine. So don't feel like you're not allowed to keep it. Okay. I'm also gonna start morphing up some rejuves at this point. You can put 3 regular rejuves in to make a full rejuve. You can also put 3 of any health and 3 of any mana potion together. And a chip gem to make a regular rejuve, or 3 of any health and mana, and then a regular gem, like a diamond or whatever, to make a full
don't
rejuve.
put Duriel down like that. Good guy Duriel has your back 100 of the time. Makes sure you can always get home and identify stuff by kindly dropping all those pound. Teleport and identify scrolls. Hashtag good guy Duriel. Hashtag cruel tyrant llama. Hashtag
What?
llama smear campaign.
Cruel Tyrant Llama. I don't know about that. That seems a little bit like a smear campaign in itself, huh? Watch it. Okay. So we get the staff. Easy as that. And then we're just going to make our way This is a faster way to get to a waypoint, by the way, if you travel through Act 2. Or through Act 1. So that's why you'll see us do that sometimes. And then here's Beetle Burst. Beetle Burst is always a good spot for like farming experience because he's a set boss group. You know he's going to be there. He's decent experience. He's Beetle. So whenever I'm trying to like farm up some levels, Beetle Burst and Dark Elder are two places that I'll go because they're always going to just be on those set places on the map. Cruel Tyrant Llama. It sounds like a character in a badly... What? An anime? That's messed up, man. There's no Cruel Tyrant Llamas here, alright? How about like fun, cool Uncle Llama? Yeah? Yeah? There you go.
I need mana.
Okay, Valley of the Snakes. Remember to always just check corners. And then we're going to go left of the way we came in, which is going to be to the right here. We'll kill a couple dudes and jump down here and grab our amulet. And the nice thing is the snakes won't come up here if they're not up here, so you can just orb them from below. Just be careful of his bolts.
Who would have thought that such primitive
Easy as
beings
that.
could cause so much
Morph those
trouble?
puppies together. Woo! Look at us flying. Look at us flying right now. The antagonist of Wonder what the chance there is of being no Diablo in Diablo 4. I feel like they'll put it. So once you morph the staff together and talk to Drognin, or Ormus. Wait, Drognin. We're just gonna head to the Arcane Sanctuary, and the nice thing is, it's way faster through the Arcane Sanctuary as a sorceress because, well, we have teleport. So really, so many things get faster because of teleport. I don't really feel like fighting a bunch of archers there. They're not great experience first off, the skeleton archers, and then they're also just a giant pain in the butt. So, make sure you grab the waypoint,
This place actually distorts
and then you can just teleport around. Feel free to stop and kill anything you want to. Play through, so of course we're gonna first sway it.
That
That's
couldn't
how
have
it
been
goes.
horizontal.
And circle over moon. When the speed run comes around, you can bet your butt that's a fourth way every time. Careful with the conviction aura as well. That's pretty dangerous. Ooh, ceremonial bow. Kind of fun. So we found ourselves a Lycanders. If I was a Boazon, I would be ecstatic right now. That is like such a sick drop for a Boazon and Nightmare. So let's look at this. 2 to bow and crossbow skills, 2 to Amazon skills. So already 4 to bow and crossbow skills, plus additionals in like pierce and penetrate and all of that stuff. IAS on it, enhanced damage on it, added damage on it. All of these are good mods. 5% mana steal, which can do a little bit. And then 20 to dexterity and 20 to energy, so we have a little more mana so we can shoot our shot. It's fantastic. What a bow. What a bow. That one hurts. That one hurts a little bit. I think we had fire enchanted beetles in there. So that's what happens when you have negative light res. I just wanted to showcase that for everybody in chat so they could see what happens when they don't take care of their resistances. I actually don't think it was a boss group. I just died to a bunch of charged bolts.
I am over.
So take care of yourself. And beetles do hurt. Note to self. So if you just don't want to kill them, just don't kill them.
Not enough mana.
Yeah, sometimes you can go off the walls here. Oh, those were lightning enchanted, cold enchanted shots. Alright, we're just gonna grab our body and be done doing that stuff. It was fun showing you guys all about, you know, how you can die in the game. Also, at this point, if you want to start running a row of rejuves, that can be really helpful. 50 poison damage does nothing for us. I'll grab a couple thawing potions. And we'll go ahead and kill some stuff here for some experience. But yeah, this is why having your, like I said, having your resistances is super important. Like if I had good res there, I wouldn't even really come close to dying. But when they're in the negatives, guess what? You come close to dying. Or you die.
I can't carry him.
So only on softcore would I ever run these strategies that I'm running here. For kind of really going for speed and not caring so much about the like res. Oh, there we go. If you throw your cube on the ground, it puts whatever is in it in your inventory if there's space. So that's why I did that. Just like that, we're gonna chug our thawing potions to boost our cold res so we can survive Duriel a little bit. Use our statics until he's down to his 33% health. And then we're just gonna try and keep our ball inside of him. So you want it to explode inside of him. That's where the most damage comes, is on the explosion of it. So if you can get that, that'll be the best way to damage him. Whenever the orb is inside, it's doing the most damage, and then on the explosion, it's gonna be best. So that's just a little note. Make sure you talk to Tyrael. Talk to Cain. Prepare your stuff. This is also a really sick item right here, Dark Clan Crusher. The damage on it's okay. I mean, obviously it has some nice enhanced damage with some bonus attack rating, damage to undead, attack rating versus undead, 15 life after each demon kill. So it's like not bad with all that, but I like the 2 to druid skills a lot. But it also has some other good bonuses. So really for Nightmare, that would totally be a decent weapon. It's not great. It doesn't do a lot for us either. So it's pretty decent though, and if I was a druid of any kind, I'd probably end up using it just for those druid skills, especially like elemental or something, you know, +2 to druid skills is sick. And now we can check if the amulet is rare. FCR! No! It's so good, and yet... Alright, well, we lose the 7 all res, but we do gain 29 cold res. 2 to strength, 34 life, 35 mana is actually really nice. So we're very happy about that. But, unfortunately, it's assassin skills. Hate to see it. And no FCR, again. Yo, Prezelton, thank you for converting that sub. And Optimo Primegasm for the sub. Thank you, thank you.
I am really enjoying Sub only December. Thanks for the good time, llama.
It's not sub only, but you're welcome for the good time.
Just to clarify, what you are saying is when you are pounding Duriel with your orbs too, always make sure you explode inside of him. Hashtag family friendly. Hashtag llama after dark.
The orb inside of him.
Fresh meat.
Sexy, thank you and welcome. Appreciate that. So remember, the jungles can be a little confusing. Also, the jungles can be a decent place to get experience, killing all the little dudes and stuff here. So it's really not a terrible place to just kind of farm up. If you get lost out here a little bit, not a huge deal. And Papa Midnight. Thank you. But farming out here is not bad. And then we're just going to try and enter the 3 zones in the Spider Forest. One is empty. One has the waypoint and arachnid lair, and one has the spider cavern, and we want the spider cavern. So the next one, here it is, right here. This is going to be it, because we already found the other 2. Easy as that. Just got to hell with your source. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people have got their sorceresses to hell and then got stuck. So once we go through hell, it'll be good. I want to be careful in here. There's a lot of dudes. I also do want this experience, especially with this experience shrine. So this will be very nice. But I do have to be careful as there are some bosses here, including a cursed boss that I know of, at least the one main guy, and then potentially another one. There he is. Okay, Cursed Man is dead. Mesh belts can also be not bad. They're a little bit more strength at 58, but I mean, if you find like a really good rare one or something, you can totally use that and then just bump your strength up a little bit. Getting up to like, I would recommend, like I'm running only 35 strength right now, 37 with a couple other boosts. But for the most part, like I'm running pretty low strength. I would totally say if you want to go up to like 50 strength, 45 or 60 strength, kind of one of those two, that can open up a bunch of options for you. And I think it's a pretty good idea. Also, this is why you check for other entrances on these maps, because sometimes you'll run straight into the flare jungle. So I didn't even have to deal with the Great Marsh or looking for the flare.
Yes.
When I do my Uber speedrun, what level do I think I'll be aiming for by the end? It depends how much key farming I honestly do. That's pretty much gonna be what it is. But I figure I'll be around low 70s. But it just depends how many times I die and how much key farming takes. Good morning. And I'm still picking up every ring, especially because I don't have the FCR I need yet. So yeah, killing all these dudes out here is pretty nice. Seed farming? No, key farming. So on Sunday, I will be doing, and once again, I'm just entering every area until I find the Jid bin. There it is. Or, yeah. Oh, God. And we're just killing that guy. Fire enchant, light enchant. Be careful about those guys. They can do a ton of damage with their bolts. Tons of damage. So yeah, I'm doing an Uber speedrun from level 1 to Ubers. All the way through. Can we gamble a ring? We can go gamble a ring. And I'll probably just end up doing that here really soon if I don't get it from this. So at this point, we might just go gamble a couple times and see what we can get. Yeah, solo self-found all the way through Ubers. Okay, and still no. Jeez, man. 30 to light res is nice though, so that is an improvement. 1 to max damage. 2 Iron Golem. Dexterity does nothing. Defense does nothing. That's some really good light res. But we still don't have the FCR. Yeah. And the 2 magic damage reduction is nice as well. The other mods don't really matter for us. So, we have a lot of gold. Rings are very expensive to gamble, 50,000 a piece. So we'll just gamble like a couple of them. 7 to strength. We'll go 1 more. Didn't get it. It was worth the shot, though. 1 more. I'm just gonna go broke. So I'll leave a TP, and then we'll just continue forward. This way I can find a waypoint, just come back to it. But I do have the waypoint here already, so that's nice. There you go. There's your 1 more, chat. And we're level 42. So we're like killing it on levels. Everything is going great here. This is just a nice, simple playthrough. Having a good time. Defense does nothing for Sorceress? Yeah, pretty much. I mean, if you're really playing through the game slowly, then defense does stuff for you. Okay, let me say it like that. If you're really focusing on defense, it can be all right for when you're standing still. It can help with blocking or not getting hit by attacks, I should say. But overall,
remember, kids, when gambling, if you don't win on that round, just keep going. The odds are in your favor that you will eventually win.
I mean, that is true. Am I gonna do hell today too? We'll have to see. I got started late today. And tomorrow morning I'm doing a PoE boot camp with Zizarin, so he's gonna teach us how to be masters of Path of Exile. So that'll be kind of fun. But I have to wake up a little bit early for that. Also, Lower Kurast now in Nightmare is going to be one of the earliest spots in the game. Like, really, really early that you can actually get lower skiller GCs. And so if you look for these chests and you do players 8 for them, you can have a decent chance at finding 1, cool runes, because these are super chests. But you can also find a lot of like charms and stuff here. And these grand charms are going to be like your best chance basically of getting skillers. If you don't want them with like big life or anything, you're just looking for plain skillers. So just note that. Guessing the boot camp is tomorrow's stream. Yeah, that'll be tomorrow we do that. But I don't know how long he's going to go with it. So we'll just have to see. 2 Thunderstorm, Firewall, 1 to Meteor. 10 life, 9 MF. That's not terrible. Yeah, I'll be streaming the boot camp tomorrow. So, oh yeah, we want to go through that. What time is that at? I think we're going to start at 9 a.m. Central Time. Careful of dolls. Dolls are going to be your worst nightmare here. This is where you really start to feel them, is like Act 3 in this later section. So now is where they become the death machines that they are. And that's not these little dudes. It's literally the Stygian doll guys that are horrible nightmares. Yeah, they explode on death, which is why they're terrible. And this guy is fire enchanted, light enchanted, so I still do need to be careful about him. He doesn't have too much HP, so it's not a crazy big deal, but his lightning enchant bolts can hit pretty hard due to another kind of bug the game has. Oops. Oh my gosh.
Not in town.
Okay, So we're just collecting all the pieces here. We'll go ahead and do Serena as well. So remember, look for the temple that's facing towards this direction. It's called the Ruin Temple. And this is going to be where Serena is. And we'll grab the tome.
I am overburdened.
Which words am I using? Just stealth right now. I'd love to have a lore helm if I could, and I'd love to use my Ancient's Pledge, but I need one more FCR piece. Am I still on players 8? No, I switched back to players 1. So it's generally best to run clockwise when you're down here, by the way. So I'm going to turn around and go clockwise here pretty soon.
I can't carry it.
I will pick up the light gauntlets, though.
I am overburdened.
Okay, we found the chest, and that is going to give us information. So we want to go up somehow.
I need mana.
Would you be for against visual effects like horns, halos? Oh, for how you're stacking it? That could be kind of cool. So you could see how somebody's character is kind of stacking. That'd be an interesting thing to do.
Not enough mana.
There we go. And even though we can't kill the boss, his minions are still going to be worth some experience. So we'll do that. One more piece. Could I use a different ring right now since I have 75 FCR? I could. Yeah, I can replace my ring if I want, since I have the FCR.
I need mana.
There's some good experience right there. I want to come back and kill those guys. Also, I need a few more.
Yes.
So 9 strength with 16 light res and 15 MF are actually pretty good gloves. That's got some nice magic find on it and stuff. 1 mana per kill, still can't find it. Rip. We just are very unlucky with that right now. So those are definitely gloves I could switch into. And I would consider, especially with the magic find. Having even a tiny bit of magic find is super helpful, because every point in magic find is worth slightly less than the point before. So if I have a bunch in the points before, then I'm getting a big boost, right? Like those early points. Or if I have a bunch of points before, then additional magic find's not that much. But if I have none, then I'm getting a lot. So right now, we're getting a lot. Be careful at Travancore. Those bolts can do a lot of damage. Travancore in general can just do a lot of damage. So overall, just be careful. And remember, we can telekinesis that portal up there, so make your doodad. Cast it. You're good to go. Am I more hopeful for D4 now? I mean, I was always hopeful for D4, but yeah, now I'm like extra pumped. Ooh, wow, that's super sick. So a 15 IAS jewel is actually really nice. Obviously, for us, it doesn't do anything. But if I had a melee character or something, that would be really, really, really nice to have. Just to, you know, boost. I can shove those in helms, armors, whatever things. Or an assassin, yeah. It's kind of crazy, some of these finds. So, level 2, Endurance of Hate. We're going to go to the left to get this waypoint. And then we're going to go
Not enough mana.
straight across from the way we came in. Once again, there's a lot of dolls there, so be careful to find our way out of here. There we go, to level 3. This is the best area, I would say, for farming on this character. When you want to improve her gear, right? For everybody who says, my gear is crap in hell and I'm having trouble and blah, blah, this is probably one of the best places to go and just farm some cool gear. Right. There's just so many good things. Look at that. We got some nice boots there, so that's dope. But there's just so many, like, really nice things here. You can always pop the stands.
Mephisto shall know.
So running that over and over again, yeah, it's just a socketed circlet. Easy, guys. Running that over and over again is great. And now I've upgraded it to 30 faster unlock boots with half freeze duration. A little bit better than what we had, right? We'll also go back to Act 3 really fast and turn in our stuff. But while we're doing that, go ahead and give yourselves a clap, a nice little round of applause there. As you just pounded through Act 3. Oh my goodness, you were flying, you guys. Good job. Look at you go. Could you play a Javazon playthrough? I have one. If you go check my YouTube, !YouTube, you will see a normal Nightmare Hell Javazon. Good job. We'll just fill up on potions and make our way out. So at least our reds are all in the positive right now, which is nice, but you know, they are still a little bit lower than we like to have. Act 4 is generally going to go pretty quickly. You can kill a lot of stuff out here whenever you run into some like cool boss groups like that. Feel free to stop and kill. Is there even a boss group in there? Thought there would be, but it looks like maybe not. Weird. Alright, well there's a ring, so hopefully that's our ring. There's souls, so we have to be careful. But we want to find Isual right now. That is our main goal. Isual, and then leaving this area, finding the exit. There's the exit. So now I can make the decision of either going forward to get the waypoint or just continuing to look. I'll just continue to look right here. Since we can teleport around, it goes pretty quick. And same sort of idea. Treat them like Duriel. Try and have it explode inside. And there you go. Pretty easy. And getting those plus to skills right now is not really going to matter for us because we're just going to save them for cold mastery. But we can go ahead and grab them now that we got waypoint.
What do you need?
And let's see what we got here. 3 to dexterity. Another charm we don't care about. Oh my god, we found it. Okay, so now we're going to have to unfortunately take off our 30 to light res ring. But we can make a replacement now of our Ancient's Pledge on top of our Wall of the Eyeless. And now our resistances have shot up a ton. We're super stoked about that. So that's really nice.
Hello.
Hello, GG. How are you? Okay, so we're just going to look at the offshoots to see if we can find Mr. Man. There he is. Ooh, he's extra fast with conviction. Be careful. Cool.
I am overburdened.
And give it a good old whack. Maybe we'll get our soul rune here. Okay, Lumrune ain't bad at all. So Lumrune can give us another decision, which is, do we make a smoke now? We would lose that or we'd still gain hit recovery because smoke has hit recovery on it, but we would lose that FRW, but we'd gain 50 all res. But we would lose our breakpoint currently. We could also save that for a memory if we really wanted to. So definitely some decisions there. That's a pretty decent rune to get. Soul Rune would have been nice to make our lore, but Lumrune gives us more of the like future options a little bit. Because right now we do have the 20.
What's up, Mr. Llama? How are you doing?
Hey, Black Cookies.
I hope you're having a great stream.
I am.
JK, it's me. A nice change of lighting once again with your green screen. Ha ha ha. Keep on trying, buddy.
Thanks. We're at 20, 45, 55, 65 FCR right now, and I can go up to 85. So I would drop down to 60 if I took this off, which would mean I would lose that breakpoint. But I could gain a ton of resistances. So, you know, that's kind of a decision to be made, right? That's a decision to be made. You like Splendor? I don't like Splendor at all. I'd rather just run like a Rhyme or something in there. Plus I have the 20 FCR shield anyway, so. Yeah, so I'd love like a Mage Fist drop or a Trang's drop for gloves. Getting a better orb that has more FCR. A Suicide Branch or something could be really nice. A Circlet with FCR. There's all sorts of things right now that could be really helpful for this character. So that Lumrune might come in handy later on in the future. Doesn't really matter to grab shrines in here. I don't know why I did. So one thing you'll notice is a lot of times I'm just casting my Frozen Orb without using any statics. That's because it's a little dangerous in those spots. Whenever stuff is like immediately coming on me, I don't want to sit and try and static, because static doesn't have a hit recovery to it, and it doesn't have a slow or anything, right? It's just pure damage. So you can see what happens if you try and static when they're moving in, right? So instead I like to drop a Frozen Orb and try and get a little hit on them or a slow before they can hit me. That'll be better. Am I playing Reset this Friday? I am, and I encourage all of you guys to play the Reset as well. !Reset. Highly encouraged.
I can't carry anymore.
You can sign up for a team right there. Easy as that. You just go there, leave a little comment following those instructions, and then you show up on the day and join up with your team. Also, Chaos and Nightmare is a pretty good spot to just kill stuff, get some experience. So if you want to do some chaos runs, you totally can. It's also not bad rune drops in here. Who's on Llama team? I'm gonna be running with my speedrun team, so we're gonna be going for first Ubers and stuff like that.
Not enough mana.
And you can still see the mana issues that just exist. If you're on ladder and you get a... Ooh, that's nice. If you're on ladder and you get a insight, that'll help you a lot. Just as a heads up. Teo doing the reset. I don't know if he's going to be joining us. I'll have to go check and see what he said. I hope so, but it's also pretty late for EU, so he might not. Hope I have a good barb for Friday. We'll just use Mr. Camel again, I suppose, if we need to. Still worked out last time. What's the plan on how cold immunes? Oh, you'll see. We'll run some dual spec stuff. We can also make a mercenary do some work if we want. Either one. So once again, try and just keep that distance where the ball goes all the way to him and then explodes right on his stomach or wherever. So that's why I try and keep a specific distance on Diablo generally. Dang.
I am overburdened.
Not the drops we wanted, but it's okay. So those don't do anything for us. Minimum damage is trash. This is trash as well. That's trash. Damage reduced by 17. Holy cow. That's a pretty big damage reduced, to be honest. That's actually a ton of damage reduced. Like in Nightmare? That's pretty significant. I would totally consider using that. I mean, I like what I have for the things across, but that is like... That's a lot of damage reduced. I didn't know you could wear it this early and get it this early. That's crazy. How does damage reduce work? Anytime I take a physical hit, it's going to take 17 off of it first before it deals that damage to me. And magic damage reduces for any of the magic damage, right? So, yeah. So any just like minor crap that's hitting me, you know, they're doing 30, 40, 50 damage. Like, that's a serious damage reduction on them.
I can't carry anymore.
Sure. Thank you, Blom.
How many cows must I slaughter for a monarch shield?
A
Moo
lot.
moo moo moo.
When you're looking for it, it takes a long time. Otherwise, you'll find 5 in a day, you know. That's how the game always works. Do you know if it's percent or flat? It's a flat.
Oh, Llama the Wise, share your wisdom. How do I balance work, sleep, video games?
Well, that's my whole life, man, is balancing work, sleep, and video games. First off, I don't really sleep, so that's the first thing I do. The second thing is sometimes you get caught working late. Yeah, it's pretty tough. And then if you're trying to balance like working out or going outside or hanging out with friends as well, good luck. Ricky Too Suave. Thank you so much. Good luck. Oh yeah, and don't forget to give yourselves a clappa as you just completed Act 4. Good job, you guys. How easy was that? Soaring, flying. Now remember, we do want to get... I thought that was experience. The waypoint, so we can come back if we want. But since we're a high enough level at this point, we'll just go ahead and go into the frozen river. And go after little Miss Anya. We got some dangerous...
Instructions unclear. Still in Act 1, sleep deprived, but I have bits to spare, so I have that going for me. Yeah.
We're just gonna reset those mobs. So that's the danger mobs. Those are the danger mobs right there. Oof. 24 to life. That is also extremely nice. F for that. Seriously, that was brutal. Thank you, GG. Still in Act 1 and sleep deprived? That'll happen to you. No, go in the hole. So yeah, you don't want to have souls and harpies. Snakes can also be kind of tough. I mean, there's a lot of things that are tough in here. But harpies do a lot of physical damage. If I had that damage reduction, that would actually really have helped against them. And these ones are cold immune, so it's like a terrible scenario. Just gonna have to kind of drag these dudes away and then hope that we can sneak in the back door here. Okay, easy enough.
I need mana.
I try to take her portal back. Rip. And there you go. You got 10 more all res. How easy was that? Well, it was a little hard, but.
Help me!
Did you know teleporting out of Duriel room and going back stops that annoying screen shake? Mr. Llama impress.
Ah. Very smart. Good moves. You can also do that, I believe, for the Chaos Sanctuary screen
I
shake.
need mana.
Let me out of here.
Enough mana.
Okay, so we'll just grab waypoints, and once again, it's always going to be left in Act 5 of the way that you enter the area, so even if it's a wraparound right, it still ends up being left in the long run. This is not a good example map, but eventually I'll show you. Now we're going to start going left, and there you go. So you can see that it's right, but it's still left directionally. This tile piece, right, is still facing this way. You can also just hold your monitor steady. It's true. There's some stuff to kill here. Why not? We'll kill a couple things and have some fun. A lot of archers. They're not too bad out here. Still a little bit of damage though, so do be careful. It's a nice waypoint. That means I don't need to get Ancient's waypoint because this is literally basically like Ancient's waypoint, the where it's sitting right now, right? It's right outside, so we'll just continue over here. Go to the Ancient Summit. Now, if we roll anybody who is cold immune or cold enchanted, we're just gonna re-roll them. Indestructible with 40 to mana does nothing for us. Okay. So, and to re-roll them, you just open a TP again. Also, if there's like extra fast on Talic, I don't really like fighting extra fast Talic. Alright, 3 times in a row.
Man, the sorceress has some powerful armpits. Raising them arms makes her do some magic.
It's true. I got some extra fast on the other dudes, but that's okay. Oh god. So that's a bug I wanted to tell you about. But we'll just die instead to show you, I guess. I was trying to point it out, and then we were dying. So Corlick, when he jumps, as soon as Corlick is in the air, they were also extra strong, which was not great. I was trying to play the don't get hit. When Corlick jumps in the air, let's say he's right here, and as soon as he leaps in the air, it's going to put a block where he's landing. So if he's jumping to like right here, the game will already register him as being there, and you cannot move through him. So you'll get stuck just kind of standing there trying to like run into nothing because that's where Corlick is landing. Extra fast. Okay. So if you can get some initial statics off, it can do a lot for you. Obviously, it isn't going to be the most fun sometimes, and you might risk dying a little bit, but... Overall, it's a pretty easy Ancients fight. We got a little unlucky in that last one, getting caught on Corlick. Yeah, there's a lot of like weird pathing things that can happen in the Ancients, so be careful with that. So now we're just gonna find level 2, and then we're gonna find the waypoint. And so we're gonna run, and you can kill stuff down here as well. There's good experience in the Worldstone Keep. So, highly recommended.
I am overburdened.
We're gonna run this counterclockwise to have the best chance of finding the waypoint. We didn't find it. That's okay, we'll just run it back. But that's going to be your best chance for finding the waypoint, is doing it like that. There we go, we got the waypoint, and so now we can continue to do Baal runs as often as we would like. And you can level up to like 70 here if you really want. Like, go ham. Have a good time with it. Any common items that use offer DR? I mean, flat DR or DR percent? Because like Gladiator's Bane is a classic one that has that. Also that amulet I just had that. But then there's ones like, you know, COA and things that have like DR percent. Storm Shield is one. Shaft Stop is one. There's not a ton that are going to have DR percent on them. You'll find kind of flat across things more. DR is damage reduction. So if you get the floating harpies, they are going to be cold immune. You're going to have to just reset, which is why you're going to want, or you'll have to have a mercenary, one of the two. That is the only cold immune in Nightmare that you have to worry about. If you're a fire sorceress, I'm not sure anything is fire immune in here, except the Wave 1 boss dude. And lightning.
Testing how Karen pronounced Baal for science.
She says Baal. So this guy's going to be fire immune, so you'll need fire, something to kill him. And then for lightning, souls will be lightning immune. But you can use lower resist to break it. So if you go and get a lower resist wand, you can just literally go shop it. I might even just show you guys how to shop it, just for science. Because it's also a useful thing for this character. Anti-bug does still work, yes.
Fresh meat.
Thank you so much, Cobraven. Appreciate that. Welcome. And if Lister's fire... Is he fire immune? He's easy to drag out, though. So remember, if anybody's immune, you can just drag them out. And I upgraded the difficulty to players 8 because this will get me a ton of experience by doing that. It will take a tiny bit of time. But just watch, like, each one of these dudes dying is going to be a massive amount of experience for me. So just in this wave, we're getting 1 leveled got. And we still have 5 more dudes to die. Juicy. There's another level up. Literally 2 level ups in the same wave. That's how juicy these waves are. And still even more to go with it. So That's pretty disgusting. I don't know if I want to face the last wave on players 8. So I'll probably do, let's do players like 4. Let's give that a shot, see how it goes. Orb better than Blizz? I mean, they're both good. I like Orb better in like Nightmare. Blizzard ends up being better overall though. So eventually, especially if you're leveling up more, going with Blizzard's gonna be the better option for you. But if you're just going like early 60s, you can kind of pick or choose. Nice.
I can't carry him.
And we'll do Baal on players 3. I am good. How are you?
Not enough mana.
And it's always fine to just like drink a thawing potion just to get an extra 50 cold res against somebody who's doing cold attacks. And just like that, you have made it through Nightmare. How easy was that? Wow.
To unlock
Good job, you
subtitles,
guys.
a subscription fee of $5 a month is required.
It's not true.
The last
Do
of
that.
the three has fallen.
Do that. 1 to sorceress skills. That's nice. That could totally be something to use on swap when I just want to like lay out a little more damage.
Hello.
Totally viable to do that. Bam! Champion source guide. Easy. Give yourselves a little clappa. Also, that's a dope armor for a mercenary right there. 24 hit recovery, good defense, cold res, light res. Not bad at all. There you go, Mr. Mercenary. Could totally be something to give him. Not bad at all. Let's grab our trophy. Want to attract and blood golem. No, thank you. Booyakasha. Can I use this ethereal superior to socket for stealth? Yeah, if you want to. I mean, once it breaks, it's done though, so just remember that. So then, as much as you want, you can just continue and remember to set your players count. And if you want, set it 10 times and it'll persist through games. So in the future, you don't have to type it again. You can just press the up arrow. It's a fun little trick. Uh-oh. We have harpies in here, so that means cold immunes. They are not in the actual throne, though, except for that one. Maybe 2. There's 4 of them. Okay, so we can try and do a drag on them to try and get them out. Come here. I need you to come with me. So this is either that or you get a mercenary to kill them. That's 3. 1 more. 1 more. Alright, we got 1 really far gone. Come here. There we go. Alright, now we just need to not go that direction. Eh, 24 light res, not bad. I have better right now. And you can change players up and down as you like for any and everything here.
Age of Empires remastered sub-match when?
That is fun. Is the remastered out for AoE now? The 4K or whatever? Wololo.
Wololo.
Wololo. It is? Oh, sick. We might need to have a play day. Might need to have a play day of it. Love that game. Never Baal drop good stuff? Yeah, I can drop alright stuff. I mean, the big thing is, look at all this experience I'm gaining here. It's kind of crazy. And also, we can talk about this in a second. Whoa! Alright, they're fast.
Not in town.
Extra fast here is bad.
Heard there's gonna be a Hellpoison Dagger speedrun in January. Easy world record. Who the hell else will do it?
Who said that? Where'd you hear that one from?
Oh yeah, just curious. Mr. Llama, while I was absent, I saw that you went to Korea. What did you
I did?
like the most?
The food, man. The food was just so good. I love Korean food anyways in general, but getting just like cheap good Korean food, because that was the other thing. The Korean won is weak against the American dollar, so it was like super nice. I was paying pennies on the dollar for some of the best food I've ever eaten. South Korea.
Join my army of the dead.
The woman don't lie.
What? No, it was the food. It was the food. Come on, don't get me in trouble. Don't you get me in trouble. So yeah, we've got our extra skill points. We can start talking now that these two are maxed. Every currency is weak to the USD right now? That's not true. I went to Europe right after I went to Korea, and the euro is strong against the dollar. And then I went to Northern Ireland, and the pound was even stronger. And it was like, everywhere I went, I was paying out my butt just to try and get a basic burger or something. It's crazy. It's not what strong and weak versus USD means? Sure it is.
I can't hear you.
Don't you, the pound. That's the name of the currency. Oh my god. 29 all res, 1 to offensive auras. That's not bad. And 28 to life. Yeah. Well, the purchase power, I'm saying the pound is stronger than the dollar because the purchase power of 1 pound is much greater than that of a dollar. 1 pound is, okay, they're high against the dollar but not stronger. All right, well then it's high against the dollar. Yeah, I'm just saying pound for pound.
Join my army of the dead.
If you ever decide to come to Peru to visit Machu Picchu, hook me up. I'll give you some sweet
Sweet.
Deals.
Sweet. I might actually go do that sometime. Come on, baby. I mean, it's better than what we're using. We get the 20 FCR again. No to the skills, though. But there is 10 energy and 23 to life, which I do like that a lot. Because 10 energy is more mana for us. That's another 20 mana. And I was complaining about mana issues that we were having. So you can run Pindles. You can run those Baals if you'd like. You can kind of, you know, run what you want here. Long battle bow. Not really going to do anything for us there. And like I talked about before, Mephisto is another one of the great, great places to go and farm. Right. So if we just keep going to Durance here, and then I can... Players 3 is the best, in my opinion. One of the best players counts to kill a boss on. Just because on Players 3, this is a really bad map, by the way. We're like really far away. So resetting this map for a better map would not be a bad idea either. Until you get one that's right next to it. And then we'll talk skills, yeah. The Players 3 is like one of the best ways to kill a boss, just because you're going to get a good chance to get most of the drops. Close to max drops when you do that. And then, obviously, one of the big things that I'm not doing is I'm not wearing any Magic Find, and that's a huge detriment to this, actually. Right, I have 0 Magic Find on, which is pretty bad. So, even if I go and do some minor things, like just shopping in Act 1 or Act 2, and look for, you know, some boots that have Magic Find on them, some gloves that have it, belt, whatever, right? You can reset it by just going into the sewers. Greetings. There you go. There's 21 MF on some boots right there. So, like, cool. We'll start with that. We can make a rhyme as well, exactly. Have a rhyme on Switch, and that can be a good source. There's 22 MF on some gloves. So just like that, we've just found 2 dope pieces of Magic Find. I don't have a Shale Rune, so I can't actually make Shaleth. I'm going to get rid of those because I don't need them. I'll put this on. I'm going to get rid of that helm. It's okay, but yeah. It's not the greatest. And now I've got some Magic Find. And, so we can... I'll actually show you how to reset. So if I want to reset my maps, you say, what do you mean when you say reset your maps, Mr. Llama? Well, you just come here and you either go to normal or hell. Now the maps are new for this difficulty. And then when I go back to Nightmare, the maps have been reset. So they're undiscovered again. And I can now look and see if I got a better map than what I just had, which... we'll see. Not looking great so far. There's level 1. Okay, so I'm just gonna reset the map again.
Hey Ms. Terra Llama, as a famous streamer, do you ever get the same questions asked over and 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 over again?
Yes.
Even though the entire world can see you have a box of kicks in a proud display, we hear it. Cheerios Corp, know you truly love us. Our box is in the background plotting our revenge on the Kicks Club. Sponsored by the hashtag Cheerios Crew.
Cheerios Crew hanging out back there. Man, I really wish I had a cereal sponsor. There we go. So that's a pretty good map, right? You're always just going left of the way you come in. Left of the waypoint. So you can see on this map right here, this is the tile piece. Here's the back. This is the way that you exit the tile piece. So this is facing bottom left. So left of that is this way, which is bottom right. Okay, so you just go left of the waypoint until you find where you want to be. And you just pound some dudes. Kill some bosses with your newfound magic find, and there you go. Look at that. Our magic find's already paying off. Just having a little bit of it. So there's lots of rings, lots of ammies, lots of... there's so many good items, honestly, to be found. It's not bad. 2 poison nova, hey. So many. And let's see what it is. Shabam! Ayo! Sarakin's Chance. Nice! So that's actually a really sick item for us. 12 all attributes, 20 all res.
Start your day with llama is the best cereal to get you pounding. Shabbataloop.
So 12 all attributes already is 24 life and 24 mana. Plus we get the strength on top of it, which is going to be helpful for wearing some future gear. And then the 20 all res obviously is huge because that's a lot of all res for us. So that's a really nice amulet, kind of rare. And that helps a ton. And now you can see our resistances are really starting to stack up and get up there. Dang, nice, Snuggly Bear. Oops, I accidentally reset the map. All right, well, sometimes you press the wrong key and you reset your map again. Hopefully we didn't reset into something truly terrible.
Not enough mana.
Maybe it's... Oh, nice, it's even better. It's on the back side of it. Cool. And so I'm also still running low magic find right now. Right. Like I have 43 or whatever it is. So I could totally put on some more magic find to really help us out here. If I go and shop a little bit more, or if I just save a little bit more stuff. Whatever it is. I forgot the gloves. Oh, I could have sworn I put those on. And now we've got some tier haunch, which are really dope as well.
Dear Mr. Llama, is it a weird scientific anomaly that if you have 2 separate lasagnas and then put one on top of the other, it is still a lasagna?
Nah, you can do that. I mean, that seems fine. So tier haunch are really good because you get some strength, you get 20 fast run walk, and you get 10 to all res, which is pretty nice. It's not going to be worth going up to the 70 strength though, right? So personally for me, not going to be worth it. But if you were one of those people who had gone to 60 strength like I talked about before, that could totally be an option. Totally could be an option for you. So get a map that's like this where it's just that like quick teleport. I'm still on players 3. You have to remember that players persist through games. Can't Nightmare Meph drop War Travs? Probably. I think Battle Boots are in his drop. Cool. Nothing in there. So also, you normally can't telekinesis this portal, right? But watch this. Hack portal. Belt. Now watch. You can telekinesis the portal. How cool is that? And who wants some more magic find? I do. I do. So now we have some more magic find. And that's definitely worth more than the slot. Right? This gives me an extra slot, but this gives me 30% magic find. Also 10 IAS, so for other characters, that's really nice. Right, so like I'm done with that. That belt is whatever. We just got the magic find belt. And this is how quickly you can just like gear up your character, right? All it takes is a good map, a couple minutes, finding a couple MF things to start off. Like I say, if you have a shale, go ahead and get yourself a bone shield, 2 open socket from normal Act 2 shopping at Ormus or Drognan. And make yourself a baby there, right?
I need mana.
Oh, I forgot to hack. That's right. Could probably also do Shank quick. Yeah, so you can go do like Eldritch Shank if you really want as well, for some not bad items as well. Totally true. And it's also decent experience. Yep, and that's why I was also saying before, if you have any topaz, like keeping the topaz can be really nice, because you can just use those topaz in a helmet. Just make like a 3 open socket helmet, shove all the topaz in there, and then you're good to go, right? Easy as that.
Salutations.
I'd have to look at Shank's drop tables, honestly, to see everything that he dropped. But he's got some decent drops. I like Eldritch better, more than going to Shank. Mind showing the command again? Oh, I was joking. It's not a hack command. I was just screwing with you guys. So the way that it works is if you kill Mephisto from high enough up, it like glitches the portal out. So I'm killing him up here, right? Where I'm like up on this second staircase. And when you do this, you can telekinesis the portal. If you're far enough away from it. Don't ask me why. I just felt like trolling you guys. And y'all fell for it, suckers! It's the code. But why? Somehow when the game does a check, because the game doesn't let you telekinesis that portal in general. Yo, GG with a 1420. Show me the money. Wow. Mwah. Already reported.
Show me the money.
Right. I think it has to do with the game being like right now not letting you telekinesis the portal, right? Like it's shutting you off so that you can't do that to go through it. But when the game does a check on like Mephisto's death or something, if you're next to it, it like keeps that rule, but if you're far enough away from it, then it doesn't keep the rule. Like I say, I can't give you the reason exactly. So that's dope. We just got ourselves a little crushing blow right there.
We deserve to be trolled, to be honest.
That's true. You do. So Rattle Cage is great. I mean, obviously not for me, but like, hey, you throw this on a mercenary or you just have it. Whatever you want to do. Like, I'll keep that for a mercenary later. And we'll drop... oh, those gloves have MF and some other stuff on them. That's nice. We'll drop one of these guys. I want my tier rune. I don't need all these orts and thulls, to be honest. And that's trash. And okay. Actually, let me go imbue this orb and see if we can get something good. What's on swap? I have a staff that's just kind of trash on swap. Let's see if we can get something good. Shabam! 2 to cold mastery, 1 to blizzard, energy life. Ugh, give me the goods. No FCR again. Another trash item. But we found Alder's Helm, and that's kind of cool. 50 to cold res with 2 open sockets. Really nice. Also hit recovery. Really not a bad helm at all for playing through the game with. Obviously, if you're a druid. We saved Anya and got her orb, and it was also trash. It's the one we're using. So, no source skills and FCR, unfortunately. Is it worth it farming Nightmare fresh on a pluggy file? Yeah, sure. I mean, it's just a great place to get gear. This is such a good place to gear up. Like I said, you can already see some of the sick gear that we've dropped in. Nice. See, but there I won't be able to telekinesis it because I was too close on that kill, right? Like, you can already see the sick gear that we've dropped just from this. We found Sarrakin's Chance. We found Gold Wrap. We found Rattle Cage. It's a double-double. Good night, Warren. Have a good one, bud. You cannot bug Mephisto. Cannot bug Mephisto, no. You can on BattleNet, but it's only that one game you can kill him being bugged, and that's it. You can't bug him. There's no permanent bug or anything like that, Bill. Bill is a great weapon for a mercenary, by the way. Right. I'll show you, one sec.
What do you need?
You can bug him on single player? How's that? So 40 IAS with big damage? It's actually not bad. Actually is not that bad at all. Oh my god, Prime, get out of here. Exactly what I thought. So yeah, you can't bug him. Get a mercenary? Mercenaries die really quickly to bosses, so they're not great to use for bosses, to be honest. They're good for like non-boss time.
Hi Mr. Llama, loving your playthroughs, been doing the necro and couldn't remember what the runes were for white. Then I remembered your chat saying IO doll, it didn't work as my game bugged. I told my kids they couldn't eat till I made my white wand looks like Timmy, Tommy, Tammy, and Brad will go hungry now. Press F to pay respects. #sub December.
Don't take it out on the kids just because chat is incompetent and trolly. Ridiculous.
Did you guys know that if you manage to do a Mr. Yamala pyramid in chat, you get a free subscription?
Is that true? Is that how it goes? Next patch should include a troll runerd of Iodol. Never.
I am overburdened.
There is a 2 open socket. Watch them make Iodol a decent combo. Maybe. Chaos! Ho! That's a doll explosion for you. Way too much life. Jeez. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, we still have to talk about the skill points. Appreciate that. So at this point, we need to make a decision for how we want to be going forward into Nightmare and what we want to be doing, right? How do we want to handle cold immunes that we actually care to fight in Hell? So you have a few options, right? The first option is, if you're gonna just be leveling up a lot, is going, I would stay out of light, personally. Right, I would just stay out of light. It's a really tough one. You can do like a Nova combo, but that's tough in Hell. I would say go for a cold fire setup. So one is having just an insanely good mercenary who's, you know, stacked up and is a baller. If you have that, then he should be pretty fine, and he can handle them for you, especially if you're like in your 70s and stuff and you got him some good gear. You put that rattle cage and that bill and whatever on him, and he's doing well, right? Nah, I'd like it to be different, JoJo. I think it should be a different system. The second thing. Thank you, Blom.
All right, I turned off the lights. Now what?
Good, perfect. Oh. Glad that you took care of that. Second thing is, in the fire tree, you can either go for firewall, fireball, or meteor. Those are typically the three that you're going to see be used. Right? Almost, Jim. Could put that flawless sapphire in the 2-socket armor for more mana. Yeah, but I'm not gonna use that, so why would I do that?
I am overburdened.
So you kind of have to decide firewall, fireball, or meteor. Which one you want to go for. Some people also do go for Hydra. It's not my favorite one, but if you just get a few extra points, this will allow you not to have to respec. You can just kind of shove some points in it right now and then go from there. So I like Firewall personally. I use Fireball on my Sorceress who I'm really trying to kill stuff very quickly, but Firewall is great if you have a little bit of patience. It just has a lot of damage. Ooh, a Sacred Globe. Yes, please. Is it really worth it to put that many points in static? Yeah, it gets me such a good range on it that I love it. So yeah, I like to go into Firewall, and then I'll put a point in Fire Mastery later, and just keep bumping my Firewall up. And then I can use a Leaf Staff even later for even more. Oh, it's so close. It's so close. 3 to Blizzard. 2 to Fire skills. Man.
Join my army of the dead.
I got IO doll to work, but I'm having trouble with Jaw East Beer. Can you help?
Jaw Isper. Oh, lordy. Man, it was so close. Yeah. We'll get rid of Sanders, I suppose. Is there any reason why my static won't take a boss down to 25%? In normal, it takes him down to 1%, or 1 life. In Nightmare, it takes him down to 33%, and in Hell, it takes him down to 50%. So that's the static nerf. Or how it, gets worse, I should say, as it goes up. Ooh, ground shield. So this is a cool shield for chance to block. Look at that. Chance to block 75%. 40% faster block rate. 55% increased rate of blocking, or chance of blocking, with big defense. Whew. Whew. Some big old blockage right there. Does the warp speed of your pots recover mana? Increase the speed? No, it's just it's its own recovery, I believe. Holy Grail all over again? No. We're just showing off a little bit of some items that we can farm here, and gearing up the character a little bit, and how all that stuff looks. That's all. A little bit of a dry run here. Let's try and get like one more cool item, and then we'll be ready for hell. Anything particular that's GG? I mean, I could find Oculus here, which would be absolutely amazing. Viper Magi would also be. So yeah, Oculus, Viper Magi are probably top 2. A Suicide Branch would also be pretty nice. I can find like a Ravenfrost or an SOJ, or you know, some other sick like ring or jewelry, Ami, whatever. A Scolders, can that drop from? Yeah, that should be able to drop from him, right? Or is that Hell Mephisto and Hell Andariel? I don't know if it can drop from Nightmare.
Hashiriso Ryo Kazino Yo Nisuki Mi Harawo Padaru Paduru.
Okay. Wookie. Yeah, I got the War Staff in the cube. That's right. So, Fireball versus Firewall. Firewall is going to do more damage, but it requires you to have them stay in the same place. Right. Well, that's trash. So if you can get them to stay in the same place, then you're good to go. One to Tornado. And then obviously this is nothing. Oops. Same kill speed. Do you kill Hell Andy or Nightmare Mephisto? Hell Andariel is probably going to be the better kill. Anytime you can upgrade to the next Andariel or Mephisto, do it.
Greets esteemed viewers, although the last commenter cursed you all with their wicked ways. We hear that Cheerios Corp are happy to announce a single bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios. We'll rid you of the previous curse. Hashtag Cheerios Crew.
Good day.
Nice. Oh, 1 to Sorceress skills. Where's the 20 FCR? Curses. Thank you, Glowy.
What do you need?
Just can't get it, man. Just can't get it. What about Duriel? No, just avoid Duriel. Anything new about D4? Exclamation mark YouTube. I have a YouTube video up about the latest D4 news. So now I'm going to put the one in Fire Mastery, and then I'm just going to keep pumping my Firewall. So like I say, this is going to be more damage. Initially, the more skills that you pump between Fireball and Firebolt and Fire Mastery and Meteor, the more damage you're going to actually get. So it will overtake Firewall, but when you just have some Firewall points, like a few points that you're putting in Fire, and you're kind of a little bit of a lower level, Firewall is a great substitute to just take care of some stuff. It's not going to do everything. It's not going to be this amazing thing that kills stuff instantly all the time. But it'll help you tick down some of those necessary monsters. And we'll go through that when we get into hell. Ooh, rare amulet. But yeah, I can definitely say that some people do not like Firewall at all. I don't know what I'm going to be playing on Friday yet. I'll be doing the D2 reset for sure, but I don't know what character. It depends whatever my team needs me as. I usually play the Sorceress for them. It was OP in D1, that is very true. And remember, I'm farming on players 3 right now for the better MFing. Better items, I should say. More items. Yeah, I'm going to upload this to YouTube. All right, well, that's probably good enough. Let's see what we got. Sword skills. Oh, it's actually really good. But it's not better than my Saracen's chance. Level 18 required, though. Pretty nice.
Hail to you, champion.
Not better than the Saracen's, though. That's just going to be too good. That'll be really hard to replace. Like, that's probably my endgame amulet, to be honest. So let me show you guys a little more.
Welcome.
So if I want to shop a wand with lower resist charges, I literally just come in here and I just look around and I just look for charges. Not +1 to lower resist or 2 to lower resist or 3, whatever, for the necromancer only. I am looking for the thing that says charges at the very bottom of it.
Yes.
Let's see if we can find it. And so you just literally do this back and forth. This will be really helpful for light builds.
Welcomes you.
Somewhat helpful for fire builds. Cold builds, it's not going to really break any immunities, but it can lower the resistance so you do more damage, right? So if that's something that sounds good to you, you can just keep it on your swap or whatever. You can also shop it at the Act 2 guy, yes.
Greetings.
It's a pretty similar speed here. Usually the lower res doesn't take as long. Do we have the map for it? Let's see. We do, okay. So if you have this map that exits to the top right, you can shop Drognan for it as well. Fireball charges. Run out of town, run back in. So he does have more wands for us, so that will be better than you're right. Zeal charges. How you doing, Artezeth?
Greetings.
Nothing.
Not in town.
Rip.
Ask and learn.
Enchant charges. I guess that's technically the faster way to do it. Bone spear charges. Attract charges.
Approach and let's trade.
Stun charges. We're getting like every charge except there's life taps. Except the lower resist. It's gonna happen. Maybe. Easiest build to solo through hell. I felt like on the casual playthroughs so far, of the ones I've done, the Necro was the easiest,
Allow me to advise you.
to be honest. Alright, well, I probably just won't get it because it doesn't matter a ton for me in this case. But if you find lower res charges,
Good day.
then you just buy that wand, keep it on your swap or whatever, and then you're good to go. See, that's an example of not charges. That's just 1 to lower resistance. Right.
Allow me to
So it's not mandatory, but it can be helpful just to have a little bit more damage in some situations that you would like. So, with that being said, that is the nightmare portion of this run. Pretty nice and easy. We're up to level 57. Like I say, you can keep going on this. You can go up to level 70 if you'd like before you move into hell. You can continue farming Mephisto, continue doing Baals, whatever you want, doing those Eldritch, doing those, Shank, whatever runs. just getting gear.
Because when
you
you're
know?
15 and somebody tells you they love you, you're gonna believe them. And when you're 15, mama got a restricting order.
I didn't get that. So, anyway, to trade gear on single player between your own characters using like a mod, but otherwise no, unless you go into on open BattleNet and then have fun. So that is just going to be a nice, easy way through. And then just kind of looking right now again at the character, we've got our res pretty good at this point. I'd like to have a little bit higher, as we'll be slightly in the negatives on our cold and light. A smoke would be fantastic, but obviously we're going to drop the FCR there to get there. I still might consider it. Oh yeah, we also have our MF gear on, so that also lowers our res down a tiny bit. Right. So, you know, still might consider it, though, just because having big res is super nice. And then we can just take it a little bit slower, have that 37, even though the 63 is what we really want. And then it can be really solid. But other than that, yeah, that is kind of where we're at right now. And we've maxed out Frozen and Cold, and we're just kicking butt, getting levels. And we're ready for hell. Put armor, smoke in any 2 open socket armor. So I've got that 2 open socket armor in my stash right now. I'll just make it in that. So thanks for watching, YouTube. Mwah. Peace. See you in hell.